Okay, we should be recording now, so cool. So we are here, and then this is the Moodle. So is it underneath my courses, I'm assuming?
Yes.
And it's probably this. Which one did you want to click into, the
That
IT one? Okay, cool.
Yeah, because we'll copy it over.
Okay, so the first thing that you're going to always have to do is turn your editing on, and then we can add the main link. So this is, I'm assuming you would want to add the main link to the start here. And when I say main link, it's a link that you click that doesn't take you to any specific assignment or anything. It just takes you to that main, Cengage Now page. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so yeah, I would just put it at the bottom of all those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I do is I add an activity, and what we're going to add is an external tool. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and add this, and then we're going to call this Integrated Cengage Now ACC 120. The launch container, we're going to launch into a new window. We're going to uncheck mark accept grades from the tool. And then, do you remember getting these emails a while ago? Is this one?
Oh,
Do you guys remember getting these?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we use these for is we're going to go ahead and copy this link, and we're going to paste it into the launch URL. Now this should work. If we get an error, it's not a big deal, but we should be able to just launch right in, which we did. Cool. So now you only have to register into this once. So this would be, if we do faisal@surry.edu. Leslie, do you remember your password for the Cengage site?
Yes, it's F0103528.
3528.
I've gotten in there this morning. I added my 26th edition to my bookshelf.
Okay. Can you say that one more time? I think I might have typed it wrong. Okay. So it is faisal@surry.edu.
Yeah, and then it's F.
Lowercase or uppercase?
Lowercase.
That's where I got it wrong. Okay, so it's F
010
Okay.
3528.
3528. Okay. That's weird. It just gave me an error again. Let me go in really quick.
Let me sign out and make sure I did it right.
Okay.
Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure that's what I used this morning, but I was on the phone when I did it. So, yeah, it got me right in, but I'm in it. So will it help if I log out? Let me log out.
I don't think so. Can you say it one more time? I'm sorry. So it's S010.
Is it S or F? Yeah. F as in facial.
It's F. F as in facial. Okay. That's where I was going wrong. All right. So it's F010.
3528.
3528. Sorry, I keep on asking the same thing over and over. All right. So we're in now. So you will not have to log into this again. You can access everything without doing anything. So you have not created a Cengage Now version 2 course, have you? In the regular Cengage site?
No.
Just making sure. Okay. So we'll go ahead.
Summer. I know we created one earlier, but I think that was with the 25th edition. Yeah.
And to be honest, the only reason I asked that is I went through this with another instructor, and she was like, "No, I didn't. I didn't have one, so I just created a new one." And then she's like, "Well, I did already do all the work on this one other course," and I was like, "Well, we could have just copied that." So I just wanted to make sure.
No, I have not been working this summer.
That's what summer's about, right?
Yeah.
So do you guys start classes Monday?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know when it runs till?
It's 12/17.
12/17. Would you want your students to still be able to get in and access, not necessarily submit assignments or anything like that, but actually go in and see the assignments and how they did on them and those sort of things?
Yeah, let's do it till like the 21st. End of the day on the 21st.
Okay.
Because then they can get their grade, and then if they have any questions, they could go back and.
Sure. So, and just to let you know, when we were kind of talking about this, and Tara, I'll tell you this as well, after we modify the ACC 120 course and do everything with it, when you click into the link for the ACC, let's say the ACC IT2 course, all you have to do is hit copy one of my existing courses right here. It's going to still prompt you. So if we click this, it's still going to, it would have ACC IT. You would select it, and then it's going to bring you to this same page that you'll have to fill out, but it says include all assignments, activity dates, and those sort of things as well. So I can show you that as well.
Now, how Tara is teaching the third section, will she be able to get into mine, or can I share that?
So what we'll do is I'm going to go ahead and continue, and I'm going to send you guys this link. So your students don't need what we call a course key to get into the class. They simply just click a link, and it takes them into Cengage Now. But you can copy this. So let me do this really fast. I'm going to go into your ACC 120 IT2 course really quick. And then I can show you ACC 120 IT2. And I know you said that we can always take this link out, so that way it's not duplicated. But I just want you to be familiar with what we're looking at. So I'm going to copy this link again. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of here really fast. So when I get to this screen, right, when I click on copy one of my existing courses, I see this ACC 120 IT2 or IT1. So if I select that, then it's going to say copy all activity dates from this course, blah, 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 and then you just filter out this information.
Okay.
For Tara, what we do is we'll take that course key from that main page, which I'll show you again, and all we have to do is paste it in here, verify, and then it's going to take you to that same page of creating the course. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I know it's okay. I just want to make sure that it's clear. If you guys want to go through this again when you guys are copying over the courses, I'm more than happy to go through that as well. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and take this link out, so that way it doesn't mess with anything when she copies over the courses. So if we go to courses, and I'll go back into the IT one. Okay, so once again, you can click in here, and this is just going to take you into Cengage Now. So it's now all we have to do is go in and create assignments. So do you guys want to go through just a regular assignment creation process, and we can see, I can show you how to do all that, and then how to link it into your course?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask, how do you?
Hold on. I got a question, Ray. Sorry.
Yeah.
So do they not need the access code? Will they just automatically be sent to the site?
So they'll need the access code. So basically, when a student clicks in here, they will. There's two things that are going to happen, and one of these has changed just a little bit. So when they click in, they're going to be prompted one time to create a username and password for Cengage Brain. The reason that is because if Moodle for some reason was to go down, now they can still access their coursework through the Cengage site as well. So they have two entries into Cengage Now. They will also come to a screen that says you can enter in an access code, you can enter in a payment, or you can enter in on a grace period. The grace period allows the students to go in, access all the coursework and everything for 21 days before they have to enter in either a payment or an access code.
So, because I know we're going to have some that have bought the textbook used or rented it or did something like that. So they can just purchase the access code. How much is that?
I want to say it's around 115. I want to say.
Just to get the code?
Yes, their best, because the code has an ebook tied with it as well. Their
Okay.
best bet is to go through the bookstore. Um, Especially, I had just sent that over to Robin and Tara. I mentioned this to Leslie, but I want to mention it to you as well. I know that those hard copy books are expensive. However,
Mhm.
there is a loose leaf option that is pretty inexpensive that Robin is supposed to be keeping in the bookstore. So if they are going that route, they can go to the bookstore and purchase that as well.
Okay, because I'm going to put a big announcement at the beginning, because some of them have already emailed me, and I'm like, you have to have the access code.
Yes.
And so I want to make sure that I will direct them there, because I know
Yeah.
inevitably we're going to have somebody who has rented it, and then maybe they can just send it back or something.
Yeah, that's my recommendation. If you do have those one-off students that they just
Okay.
it's not going to be able to work. I'll work with those students individually,
Okay.
but the mass majority need to make sure that they have an access code
Okay.
for sure.
And how much is that loose leaf option? Because I know they're going to ask me.
It is. I want to say in the bookstore it's probably going to be $170
So
around
quite
there.
a bit cheaper.
Yeah, that's pretty much a little bit. I think it's a little less than half of the cost.
Yeah, because I know it's like 300 and some.
I know, and that's when I saw that I was like, oh my gosh, and that's why I was like, what about that loose leaf option? So, and that's why I emailed you. The only thing with the loose leaf, and this is just my personal opinion, is I know they're going to be using it for 2 to 3 semesters, so just making sure that it upholds for that long. But regardless, like I said, if they're only using it one chapter at a time or putting it in a binder and just protecting it, then I think that the loose leaf option is a good one as well.
And we can tell them that, that we'll be using these certain chapters this semester, and we'll use the next one.
Yeah, and I know some students will just bring, depending on your syllabus, how you lay out your syllabus, they'll bring just, if you guys are just covering 2 chapters one day, they'll just bring those 2 chapters, and that way they don't have to lug around this huge book.
And this code will be good for a year, right?
Yes, that's correct. And I was thinking about this. Your students take ACC 122 as well, correct?
Yes,
Some
in
of your
the fall,
students do.
and we still use it. So what are we going to do for that semester?
So what I'll do is anybody in that ACC 122 class, I'll provide an access code for them. What we'll do in the future is probably just have one additional access code in the book, and that way they have that. Or, like I said, we can just kind of go through this process every time. Is when they go through ACC 122, I'll just make sure we provide an additional access code for those students.
It's usually a lot smaller. There's probably only 40 people total in that compared to, like 75 or 80 or more in the...
Absolutely.
Okay.
So.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. And I want to make sure that you guys are very clear, and that way if anybody comes to you, you've at least heard it before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
they will have questions.
Yeah, absolutely. They're typically first or second year students.
Yeah, a lot. Well, the 120s this is their first semester, most of them.
Yeah, it's I still remember my first semester was like, what do I do? What, you guys don't provide books for us in high school, like in high school?
Yeah.
So I hear them. So so are you guys comfortable with this, or are we ready to move on to the assignments, or do you guys have any other questions right now?
I'm good. Terry, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, awesome. So the assignment creation process is going to be the same for both the ACC 120s and the ACC 220s. You're going to have a couple of different options here. If you are just doing this for the homework assignments and those sort of things, we can click into just homework. The test, you're going to be able to set a couple of different parameters on it, and it's not going to give the students as much information. Like default in Cengage Now, the students have options to, it's something called check their work, and essentially they can enter in a number and they can hit check my work, and if it's wrong, they can have another attempt at that problem. On the test, they don't have that option. So for now, I'll just do a homework assignment, if that's okay. and then we can kind of just create the assignment. So, Leslie, how do you typically structure your course? Or if you do a homework assignment, do you just do for like chapter 1, or do you do like chapter 1, chapter 2 homework assignments?
Usually, like we have some modules that are 2 chapters, but I think at first it's just chapter 1. The first module is chapter 1.
So let's just go ahead and do chapter 1 then. So chapter 1 homework. Do you know when it's going to be available on? It's probably going to be available that first day, maybe?
Chapter 1.
Okay. And then when do you plan on having that due?
Haven't done that yet. It'd probably be, look at last semester's. Usually have a schedule.
If you just want me to pick a date for now.
Yeah, so I usually like 2 weeks. So if you just do 2 weeks, that'll be good. And then I can adjust it.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just pick on the 31st right now, and that's going to be at 12 in the morning. So go ahead and hit done. And then do you want the students to still be able to access their homework assignment? So they wouldn't be able to actually submit it, but they can still access the homework assignment, look at the questions, see what they answered, and see see the correct answer and those sort of things.
Yeah, because I mean we're not grading homework. I'm just using it as a tool to help them. So I don't see why it would hurt.
Yeah.
Well,
so we'll just.
We are going to grade homework, but I mean they can go back and look at it because it's always a good study tool.
Sure. So we can just say, do you just want to keep it available to them, for the duration of the course?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And we'll just go ahead, done. Okay. So what we'll do from here is we're going to go ahead and just add content in. And what we'll do, so you're going to have 2 options. You're going to have a homework test bank, or you're going to have a homework bank and a test bank. The test bank is simply just like the test bank that you were to typically get, from the Instructor Resource Center. The homework bank, these are questions that are specifically developed for Cengage Now, and it's based on 3 levels of, 3 levels of learning. So there's motivation, application, and mastery. The mastery is these are going to be a little bit lengthier, but they are tying the entire chapter together. And those sort of things. So I don't know if you just want me to kind of click into these and you can look at what assignment options are available.
Yeah, I will go back. You can just click into them, but I'm going to go back and kind of, so are these kind of like the problems that we have in the chapter? Because I have like certain end of chapter ones that I have always given.
So if you do the end of chapter, sure, yeah. So if you're using your homework and doing the end of chapter questions, you'll notice that so for problem 1-1, there's 1-1A, which is what you'll find in the book, and then you'll have 1-1 algo. This is an algorithmic problem. Essentially, it is the same problem as the end of the chapter, except for the numbers in the problem change for each student.
Okay.
Nice.
So that basically what that does is it eliminates cheating, and it eliminates the fact of students being able to just memorize a number, plug it in, and go on. This is really going to kind of challenge the students and make sure that they are learning the concepts and not just memorizing numbers.
Well, that's the one we'll be using because they like to cheat.
Yeah. So if you have certain ones that you have, and once again, you can go through this and change any of these assignment information. So let's say you wanted to do practice exercise 1, and we'll just kind of go through and pick a couple of these, and we'll just make sure that they're the algo ones. So when you click on them, they're going to assign the problem to the assignment. And then once we're done assigning these, you can also do a quick view if you want, and this is going to give you this is going to give you the basis of the problem itself. So if you just wanted to see there, besides actually clicking into this and having this pull up every time, you can just click the quick view and you can get the basis of the problem. So once you're done clicking the assign button on the ones that you want to assign, all you have to do is hit done. And now you're going to have these problems that the students are going to have. If you wanted to, you can create pools of questions. So essentially with these 6 questions, if we wanted to do a pool, basically what that means is we can add a new pool, and then we can say, all right, I want each student to receive 5 out of these 6 questions. So each student will get 5 random questions out of these 6. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and delete the pool, and we'll just say that all 6 of the problems are going to be taken. This, on the right side of the page, this is where we are going to select all the parameters. So assignment takes. Leslie, do you know how many assignment takes you typically allow, or how many you would plan to allow?
If it's graded, probably like 2.
Okay. So I say
Will
2.
Now, each take be different numbers if it's
Yes,
the algebra?
that's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
So, and then would you anticipate having students or having a time limit on the homework?
No, not on this. Because
Okay.
if you don't put a time limit, can they go in and out, and kind of work on it until it's
Yeah,
turned in?
it allows them to save it. So printing, you can let them print the homework assignment if they want to work out on a piece of paper.
Okay.
So you can always set these parameters as well. Restrictions, I wouldn't anticipate you would want them to have a password to take it. The grading, if you wanted to, we can do specific points, or you can go in and say, okay, I want this to be worth 5 points. I want this to be worth 5 points. I don't know. Would you have a specific number? You know, some people always put their homework assignments out of 100, something like that. Would you want any certain number?
I just usually do like out of 100, and then that would average that grade in.
Yep. So that's exactly what this is going to do. It's just going to allocate that a number of points to those assignments.
Okay.
So it goes to questions, and this is the algorithmic problem. So if you did not want for the algorithmic questions, let me ask, so would you want the students to, each time they go in, to have a different set of numbers, or would you just want it different for each student on the first time? Does that make sense?
So
So basically, student A
like if they took it the second time,
they would have the same numbers, but the students would have different numbers. So student A would get 1 + 1 equals, student B would get 2 + 3 equals. But the second time that the first student takes the problem, again, it would be 1 + 1, or it could be a different set of numbers.
Don't be mean. I want a different set of numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
So we're gonna
they memorize the numbers, and that's not what you need to do. You need
Yep.
to know the concept.
So we're going to regenerate algorithmic questions for each student in each take. That's what we're going to do. Would you want to shuffle the questions as well?
Yes.
Shuffle, hide question labels. The show additional resources, what that is, so let me go ahead and click into a preview. The show additional resources, they have like these show me how exercises, and this is basically like a problem walkthrough for the students.
Yeah, they can have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once again, it does have a built-in calculator here. So if they needed a calculator, they have that as well, and it also links them into the ebook. So it kind of cites where in the chapter they're pulling this question from. and they have a little bit of an idea of, so once we get through all that, it's going to kind of cite where they are and tell them the rules and those sort of things. So it does have good resources on here. I just want to make sure that you wanted those be available for the students. So show additional resources. Feedback during the assignment. This is where I would highly recommend not to have unlimited check my works. Essentially, when a student has check my work, they can enter in like this, and it's going to say check my work, and it's going to say it's wrong. So then they can go back in and hit 20 and check my work. And they can kind of game the system if you have it unlimited. So I would limit this. Basically, like I said, it's going to allow the students to enter in a set of numbers, and it will tell them if they're right or wrong on the problem.
To me, 3 sounds good. 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tara?
Yeah, you're nicer than me.
So some of them really do struggle. I mean, this is at 120.
True.
Like 120, I mean, some of them have never even heard of a debit or credit. They have no idea.
Yeah.
So I think 3 should be sufficient.
Okay. And Tara, if you want to make that lower, you have the ability to do that as well.
Okay.
So feedback after the assignment, do you just want it to give them detailed feedback right after the assignment? Is that going to be okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Prerequisites. I don't know of any instructors using this, but I'll tell you what it is. Basically, this says before you can complete Chapter 2 homework, you can complete Chapter 1 homework, or you have to complete Chapter 1 homework. You can set that as well. So like I said, if you want to use that, you're more than free to just hit the prerequisites, and you can say, okay, I want them assignment score of, and then you have to select that and those sort of things. But like I said, not a whole lot of people use this, but it is an option for you. So after...
I can't keep it closed in Moodle.
Like
I only open certain modules at a time, so...
Yeah. Well, and you can always set those by doing, like with the available dates, you can set those.
Okay.
So after we have all this done, what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to save this as a new set, and I'm going to say ACC 120 homework, and save this. Essentially what this does is next time I come in and I create an assignment, all I have to do is do the ACC 120 homework, and it's going to default all these. So it's going to have 2 takes allowed. It's going to have the printing. It's going to have the only thing you'll have to change is the grading on the assignments each time, but everything else is going to be the same. So the questions, it's going to have the algorithm, the questions, shuffle each question, or shuffle the questions for each student, the feedback, all that sort of stuff. It's going to automatically filter all that information in. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So after we're done doing that, all we have to do is hit publish. Okay, hold on just a second. For each student, setting for... Okay, so let me change one thing. No. Would you want them to use their best score on it or their latest score? Like, so if they create, or if they do the assignment once and they get a 6 out of 10, and then they take the assignment the next time and they get a 5 out of 10, would you want it to use their last score or their best score?
I say best. Tara, what do you say?
Best.
I think best.
Okay.
Because this is just homework. I mean,
I completely agree with you. So we're going to go ahead and update the set, and then I should be able to publish this now. Okay, cool. Now we can always go in here and we can preview this as a student if we want to see what the students are looking at when they're taking the assignment. This is what it's going to look like. So they are going to have, they have like these panel views. So they actually are entering in an income statement, you know, so if you wanted to do like Surry Community College, and they're going to have to enter in debits and credits and those sort of things. But you can go in and you can preview what the students are actually seeing. So Do you guys have any questions on the assignment creation process or what we just did there?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay. So one other question that I have for you. Would you want, so right now, the students can click into this link, and basically it's going to take them to this assignment screen that's going to say, okay, Chapter 1 homework's due August 31st. They click onto Chapter 1, it's going to take them to their assignment, which it won't look like this, but it would actually link out to this where it says Start Assignment Now. So you can do it that way where you just have that one main link that the students click into, or we can create a link to where they click Chapter 1 homework and it just takes them right to this screen.
Yeah, I like that because the easier the better.
Yep, absolutely.
Especially if it's their first online class. I mean, they can just see this is Chapter 1, this is what I need to click.
So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to reference back.
Question.
Yeah, sure.
So if you do that for Chapter 1, then would it be a different link for Chapter 2?
Yes, it's going to be a different link for each homework assignment that you assign.
Okay, I know for me I'm going to just want the one link so that they don't lose track of where the link is and say, you never put it up. And
yeah.
Can you do both?
Yeah, you can absolutely do both. So you can keep this one main link.
Okay.
Or, and I'll show you how to do it. So basically your students are going to have two links to the assignment. And Tara, if you want to do it just the one link, I mean, you guys don't have to do identical things by any means. So we're going to say really quick, now content selector. I have to establish one additional link to do that. And it's going to be referenced back to this main email. It's going to be this content selector. Okay.
Was that the one you used the first time too? Or did you use the other link?
No, I used the if you look at this email, I know this is confusing to instructors and it kind of drives me crazy. Just a little bit. But so the main link, the MindLinks course URL, this is a link to Cengage Now. Then it has content selector URL. So the content selector, and I'm going to click into it. And one other thing that I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to hide this from your students so they don't see this. Everything that we create in Cengage Now will filter over to this content selector. So what we'll do is we copy this link. So if you saw right there, this little three dot icon, we just click this, and it's going to copy this link to our clipboard, and then we can go in and create a Chapter 1 homework assignment. So I'm just going to put this in down here. And every time that you add a link in here, it's always going to be the same. So it's going to be external tool. You'll name the link, Chapter 1 homework. And I can even name this like Cengage Now so the students know. We paste that link in, hit new window, and then the last thing we're going to do is uncheck mark accept grades from the tool. So we'll save and return to the course. Now when we click into this, it's going to just take them straight to Chapter 1. So does that make sense to you guys, like what I just did there? Or the process of how I just did that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and Leslie, if you are going to create individual links to the assignments, is it Helen that copies over the course for you?
Helen's gone. It would be Betty now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't realize Helen was
gone. Yeah, she left to go to another community college back in the spring.
Gotcha. I did not realize that. So when Betty copies over your course, you aren't going to have to establish these links over again. all you'll have to do is create the course. Like I said, like when you click into the integrated Cengage Now, and I showed you that page. All you have to do is create the course, and then when she copies over the links, those links will still work, but you're going to have different links for each assignment.
Okay. So I won't have to do those again, just the main one again.
Yeah. So all you'll have to do, it'll still copy over the main link, so it'll copy the same link over. All you have to do is click in and then just establish that there is another course created for IT2.
Okay, but then the individual chapter ones I don't have to recreate.
No. Okay. As long as you copy one of your existing courses.
Okay. At
that main screen. And
then for grade, so we are not integrating the grade book, correct?
Yeah, as of now, the grade book does not. As of now, the grade books or the grades do not transfer directly over to Moodle.
Okay, so I'll have to go in individually every time.
So you can do that, or you can export. You can export course gradebook, and you can say, I want this. Now it should. I don't know why it's doing that, but it should have a Moodle version here as well. I'm going to find out about that because typically it says like Blackboard Moodle. I don't know if it's because we're already in Moodle that it just defaults to something. Moodle gradebook export. I'm going to make a note and I'm going to ask about that. But you should be able to either export your gradebook or, yes, you can manually transfer over the grades if you wish to do that.
Okay. Well, I'll probably just export it to an Excel spreadsheet and key them in.
Yep. Yeah. So any questions so far of what we have done or anything like that right now?
I don't have any.
I have one quick question. On the Check My Work, Leslie chose 3 options. Is that 3 Check My Work opportunities for each question or for the whole assignment?
Yeah, so that is 3 for each question.
Okay.
So if we start the assignment now, I'll kind of show you this really quick. So if we go here and I say 10, check my work, 22, check my work. So basically they have 3 attempts each time. Okay. And then finally it's just going to say, all right, you're done. You can't use it anymore. You got this one wrong this time.
Okay.
So, and then the next question that I go, I have 3 more.
Gotcha.
One other thing that I would recommend doing, and I'll go ahead and create an assignment with this. I believe that there is a walkthrough of how to use the system. We're going to make this. Okay. I thought there was something to where it was like a
how to.
Yeah, like a how to do the Cengage stuff. So I'm going to check on that as well because I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be in there. So Cengage. True. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. So do you want me to go through another homework assignment, or do you feel comfortable on what I just did?
I'm okay.
I'm good.
Okay. So, Tara, do you want me to go ahead and log into yours, and I can do the same thing? I can go ahead and put the Cengage Now assignment or the Cengage Now link in there, or do you feel comfortable like you'd be okay doing that?
As long as I get the right link, I'll be okay. Well, you do it for me, just
absolutely no, and I don't have a problem with that at all. Yeah, sure. So,
because I think I blinked the last time you did it, and I was like, crap.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and log out of there really quick, and it was I think it was online.surry.edu.
Yeah.
So if we log out of this, okay, it's defaulting to Leslie's. So do this really quick for me, and I will walk you through how to do it, if that's all right.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that okay with you? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just send this back over to you, just so you have it. So if you go ahead and log into your Surry account.
Fall. Okay, I about panicked. I was like, where are my fall classes? Oh, wow, I can't read. Okay. Alrighty.
Okay. So did you go ahead and get into, I guess it would be 221 or 220 maybe?
Did you give me the links for 220 or for 120?
I gave it to you for 220. I can give it to you
Oh,
for
okay.
120 as well.
No,
We can go
220
ahead
is
and do
great.
both if you want.
220 is fine.
Okay.
I just
So
want to
if
make
you,
sure I get the right stuff in
yeah,
there.
we don't want the wrong book in the wrong section. Absolutely. So I sent you over the 220. So if you want to go ahead and just go ahead and get into your 220 class.
Got it.
Okay. So from there, what we'll do is up at the top right corner, you're going to see Turn Editing On.
Okay, and then under Start here, add an activity, external tool.
Yep.
Right. Okay, and then activity name.
You can name it whatever you want. I typically name it like Integrated Cengage Now dash ACC 220 is probably what I would name it. But you can name it whatever you want, whatever you feel is going to be.
I like that. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, there you go.
And then the launch URL, that's the
so the one that says copy MindLink's course URL. So it says course URL. It's going to be the top one.
Okay. And do I just click that?
So what you'll do, go ahead and right click it and then copy hyperlink.
Okay.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to just paste that into the launch URL.
And then hit new window for the launch container.
Yep, you got it. And then the only other thing that you're going to have to do is go ahead and click on privacy.
And unclick accept grades from the top.
You got it. Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So go ahead and save that and return to the course.
All right.
Click the link, and then you'll probably have to log in.
Oh, yeah, that's probably register your Cengage Learning faculty account. Okay.
So you made it, Pat. You're done. I mean, that's good.
Awesome. Yay. Cool.
So go ahead and just, those are the same credentials as when you log into your Cengage instructor site.
Oh, really?
Yes. Do you know what those are? Okay, that's okay. I can go in and
back and
I can reset it really quick for you.
Okay, thanks.
So give me just 1 second.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that it's going to actually work.
Cengage. Hold on.
Welcome one. I'm going to change it to welcome one with a capital W.
Okay.
But give me just 1 second.
Okay.
Surry.edu. Okay. So go ahead and type in welcome and the number one with a capital W.
Okay. I'm in.
Okay, cool. So now it should say copy an existing course, copy one of your copy an instructor's course, or create a new. You're going to want to create a new, since I don't think you haven't done anything in Cengage now, have you?
No, I have not.
Just double checking. Okay, so go ahead and create a new.
Okay.
And then you're just going to filter in information. So it's probably like ACC 220 or 220 dash IT1 maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
So you just filter in that information. So the course start date, everything else.
We're Eastern time.
Okay.
Yep.
My wife's always like, where are we at? Are we Central? I'm like, oh my gosh, you've only lived here your entire life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Updating course information. Incompatible browser settings. You're using a Cengage Now 2 compatible browser, but the following settings are required and not set. Pop-up windows must be enabled.
So up at the top right of your screen, is there like a little square with an X on it? Go ahead and click that square with an X, and click Always Allow Pop-ups.
Okay.
If you have that available. So that should help you out.
Okay.
So now you should be in your regular course. You should be able to go in and create assignments and everything like that straight from there.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So do you want to go ahead and do that for ACC 120 as well?
I'll do it later.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, you already went through it once, so I think you should be okay. So are both of you guys comfortable? Do you feel like right now, I mean, obviously you're going to have to go in and play with it a little bit and try to just go through and create some assignments. But are you guys feeling okay with this?
I do. I mean, like, I got to figure out the assignments. That'll be the biggest part.
Yeah, and just kind of going through and figuring out which ones you want to assign and those sort of things. But once you kind of get used to creating the assignments and stuff, it kind of goes pretty quick. So if you guys have any questions or run into any roadblocks, feel free to reach out. You know, I'm going to be here for the rest of the summer and the beginning of classes. So feel free to reach out.
Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and like make all the assignments for ACC 120, even if I don't put like one question in there, so I can go ahead and do all the external links. I don't have to redo those.
Absolutely. The one thing that is going to be that I will advise you, once you copy over all the links, which is good, you know, it'll still update in Cengage Now, but once you copy over that main course into your next section, it's not like a trickle-down effect. So if you make a change in that first course, once it's copied over, it doesn't trickle down to the other courses. It's not like a master course. So you want to try, and I know it's kind of hard-pressed right now, but you would probably want to try to get as much of it done as you can and then copy it over. And that way, you know, you don't have to go into one course, make the changes, and go to the next course. You can't,
like if I make every changes like later in the semester to the IT one, then I can't it won't automatically update to the IT2.
It doesn't. Yeah, it does. It's not like a trickle down effect. I know in the regular Cengage Now they have like a master course where you can just change one and it changes all, but it doesn't work like that with the Moodle integrated ones, unfortunately.
Okay.
Boo. Just messing with you.
That is kind of a boo, Ray.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know, that's just.
I know. Well, used to they let us combine. Like I would have an IT1, IT2, and you could just break it into like two groups.
Yeah.
Through Moodle.
Can't do that. Yeah.
They don't let you do that anymore, which is silly. So now I have to like go in and copy announcements twice and do. Because, I mean, I run them exactly the same. So it would be nice if they did that, and then I could basically just have one Cengage course, and everybody could use that.
Yeah.
Is there a limit?
There's not a limit to how many students can be in a Cengage course.
Do you know if we can do that this fall, Tara?
What was the question?
go back into like doing the group setting with Moodle. Do you know that?
No, I do not.
Okay. I'll call Betty and see. But that I think it was something with this Moodle version that we could not do that. So I'm thinking probably not since we can.
Let me
And
check
I'll
one
just
thing.
make sure I do a list of like exactly what problems I have, and then
Right.
I have to copy it over.
Yeah.
I'll do a spreadsheet. You know, us accountants, we love spreadsheets.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. I was looking to see if we could create sections out of the ACC 120, but you can't do that, unfortunately.
Okay.
So like I said, feel free if you guys have any questions at all. Feel free to reach out. You know, like I said, I'm here 8 to 4 Monday through Friday. So you know, feel free to either shoot me an email or give me a call.
I have an accounting 220 question for you, but it's in regards to the book.
Okay.
So I don't know if Leslie wants to stay on.
So I'll let y'all do that. Thanks, Ray. And if I have any questions, I'll call you. Okay.
That'll work, and I'm gonna send you, like I said, I'm gonna send you guys both the link to this recorded video, and that way you guys can have it as a reference point as well.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
You. Thanks, Ray.
All right. Thanks, Leslie.
Bye.
Have a good day. Thank you.
You too. Bye.
Ray.
Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Do I need to call you back to ask about my book question? Because aren't we still recording?
Yeah. So let me go ahead. Are you in your office?
I am.
All right. I'll go ahead and call you there. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Ray.
All right. Bear with me. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Yes. Bye.